Hey guys. So let me know if the audio is going and the video is going in the chat here. Got the chat pulled up and we'll be definitely getting to some questions from the chat. I also have a bunch of questions from you guys from a post I made a few days ago. So we'll be getting to that. And the topic of today, we're talking about the Great Divide Trail. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to be starting the Great Divide Trail on August 1st this year. So that's like a week and a few days away. Really exciting, and here to just answer your questions and talk a little bit about what I have planned for the trail, what I'm looking forward to, what I'm a little bit nervous about, and yeah, just sitting down and having a chat. It's been a little while here, and last time we had a live chat, I really enjoyed it. So happy to be chatting with you guys again and shooting the shit. So we'll just run through here. Hey, Gone Feral Squidly, Our Adventure, Kristen, Dawn, Steven, Chris, Mike, Christian, no 4K for live streams, I don't think. I've never been able to, I don't see a setting for 4K. I have a 4K camera on here right now, but just 1080p resolution for live streams, I think. So we'll do a couple of questions from the chat right here before we get into the questions I got from my post the other day. So if you guys have any, just throw them out there. We'll kind of keep them a little bit lighter right now, because we will be getting into some of the nitty-gritty of the Great Divide Trail. Some people ask some great questions. Just let people roll in here. So we got Mike asked what the toughest climb that you know of on the trail. And I don't think it's one, on the Great Divide Trail, I don't think it's going to be one particularly climb that's going to be tough. But I think it's day 17 for me. I have three climbs that I'm going to be doing for a total of almost 3,000 meters elevation. So like 10,000 feet around. So that's going to be a tough day. I might cry that day. Who knows? We'll see. I wanted to make a betting pool of different things that would happen on the trail, how many times I'd cry, whether I'd poop my pants, pieces of gear that'd break, but I couldn't find a good program. So if you guys know a program that I can use in order to kind of facilitate that kind of fun bet, maybe we can then donate, maybe have like a $1 or $5 buy-in and then donate it all to a charity that we agree on. That could be a lot of fun. Nate, hey Nate, Shy, Brent, Sue, how's it going, guys? Nate, what's your trail name? I don't have a trail name. Trail names aren't as big up here on the Great Divide Trail either. I ran into 3 Great Divide Trail hikers when I was out doing kind of a practice hike this weekend. I'll actually be posting a video about that on this Sunday, so kind of moving away from the Friday schedule, and I'll have a video releasing tomorrow, but then also on Thursday or on Sunday. And I ran into some thru hikers, and I think a couple of them had trail names and a couple of them didn't. Hey, Makali. Yeah, we'll get into talking about the fires out in British Columbia. That's something that's come up quite a bit, something I'm a little bit nervous about. It's derailed plans that I've had in the past, so we'll definitely be talking about the fires and how that might impact the trip. Hey, Kubi. Lake Superior, that's an area, I grew up in Ontario, out east, so I want to get back and do some hiking around there, and definitely some canoe tripping next summer. I'll probably be teaming up with some other YouTubers and doing a little whitewater canoe trip out east. Hey, Relax with the Captain Dust. Yeah, this is my gear storage at work. They often think I'm just segregated out into the garage for work calls and where my office is, but I'm actually in my second bedroom here. So half of it's a gear closet, and then the other half is a home office. Hey, Alex, he's asking, when are you planning the GDT? Do you use the itinerary found on the website? If you did so, how do you find it up to date, or do you have to modify it a lot? So we'll definitely get into my itinerary and some of my planning. I'll share some of my spreadsheets. I have a couple spreadsheets pulled up here that I'll share with you guys. We'll probably go over my itinerary a little bit, and then also some of my food planning, because some people asked about food planning for the trip. I'm gonna have a full dedicated video for that, but we'll kind of give you guys some teasers. Those of you who are showing up for the live stream and asking questions, we'll give you some preview information about all my planning for the trip. Yeah, Chris, that's my experience too. I was up in Fording River Pass, up in the Canadian Rockies this past weekend, and there is no smoke at all. And then as soon as I hiked out and was driving back home, there is just smoke everywhere. So I think it's just kind of settling down the prairies here. Hey, Ursula, Alex, and I might relax with the cabin dust. Are you planning to grow your beard out on trail? So I actually have something that I'll be sending off to my midpoint. So I'm gonna be bringing this little portable I'm gonna be sending this portable razor to my midpoint and giving myself a little trim. It just gets so itchy and warm, and bugs get caught in there. So I like to have this nice and clean. And I gave myself a haircut recently, so I'm gonna be keeping that trimmed down too. Definitely will help with the heat. I think August, if the trend of this summer continues, it's going to be a hot one, so I want to be as cool as possible out on the trail. So we're starting to we're up to a few different people here, so thanks for joining, guys. Give it a like and try and get some more people in here. But if you're just getting onto the live stream, we're going to be talking about the Great Divide Trail. I'm going to be starting the trail on August 1st of this year, so just under 2 weeks, like a week and a few days. I got a whole bunch of questions from you on a post I made, so we're going to be answering a bunch of those, going over my itinerary, my fears for the trip, what I'm really excited about, some of my food planning, whole bunch of different things. And then once we kind of get through those questions, we'll get into the chat, kind of have a two-way talk here and answer some more questions there. Yeah, backpacking with Buckley. Yeah, Buzzhead feels nice on trail. So have a live stream when you get back and shave it there. Yeah, Bushman Justin, I've been there. I tree planted in Northern Ontario for 5 years. So that'd be 2 weeks, just 300 kilometers down a bush road, camping out there and planting trees. And you get pretty dirty. You don't really have access to showers, maybe like once a week. You don't really shave very often. And I got pretty Bushman on those trips. So I've done my Bushman experience, and I know it's not my favorite. So I'm gonna be trying not to get there. So we'll jump into some of the questions that I got in the chat here. So Girl Plus Dog Adventures asks how many times I'm gonna say sorry to a bear when I run into one. And this, I don't know, some of you guys might know this if you've watched some of my trip videos, but up until recently, I'd never even seen a bear in the Canadian Rockies, even from a car. It's this year that I finally seen bears from a car even. And then this past weekend, so 4 days ago, I saw my first bear on trail. So that's over 3,000 kilometers hiking in the Canadian Rockies. I finally saw my first bear. It was a golden colored black bear. I was walking through a meadow, and then there's a big hill that the trail went up, and it kind of just came over the hill. I looked, saw it, it kind of stopped, gave me a looked a little timid, so I gave it a yell, and it just turned its butt and ran. So that was my very first bear encounter, and I wasn't making any noise. Usually I can make a lot of noise. I project quite well when I'm on trail, so when I'm yelling and trying to get bears out of my way, I think it's been effective. Over 3,000 kilometers without seeing a bear, and now I'm up to one. And so that's good question. I know some people are probably wondering if I'm worried about bears. Not especially. Like, I feel pretty good about what I can control with regards to bears. Avoidance, I feel really good about my avoidance strategies. I can identify bear habitat. I can, like I said, project a lot. And then if it comes down to it, I'll be carrying bear spray as kind of the last line of defense to deter the bear. But number one strategy with bears is always avoidance for me. So I feel pretty good about that. So maybe we'll jump between chat questions and then questions from the post, because you guys are asking some good ones. Dawn asks, how do you figure the logistics of your supplies at post offices? And I'm pretty lucky, so I'm gonna have 5 resupply points. One's kind of a mini resupply point, and I'll pull up my GDT planning spreadsheet here for you guys, and you can take a look at this. So you can see in blue are my resupply points. So I'm gonna be resupplying city here, and then this is a campground, but some friends are going to be meeting me and bringing my resupply boxes. I'm going to be dropping off my resupply in that first one on my way down to the trailhead. And then my girlfriend's meeting me for the third one, and then I'm going to be mailing the fourth and fifth. So it's pretty easy. The mailbox people, the post offices, they have a good system. Apparently, for the fifth spot there, they have an entire room dedicated to Great Divide Trail resupply boxes. So I'll just be mailing it there, and they'll handle it no problem. So relax with the captain dust. We'll answer this question because it also links into a question that a couple people had, JS and someone else as well, about does the GDT connect to the CDT? So this is a common question. A lot of people actually mix up the Great Divide Trail with the Continental Divide Trail, especially when using acronyms. So GDT and CDT. And I'll pull up the map here so you guys can take a look. So you can see this is the Great Divide Trail. All these little dots are kind of camp points along the way. You can see Calgary, that's where I live. Vancouver, Seattle down here. Glacier National Park down here. And this is where the Continental Divide Trail ends. You can see it right here. There's the little Continental Divide Trail symbol, comes up, and then it ends right where the Great Divide Trail starts. So right at the border. That's where the Continental Divide Trail ends, and then the Great Divide Trail continues following that Continental Divide still. So you're hiking through the mountains. Some water heads east from here, and then some water heads west. And I go right past one of the coolest places, I think, in the Rockies and maybe in Canada, if not the world, and that's the ice fields. So that's right over here. Yes, these are the ice fields, and basically they extend all the way up this way, and it's just glaciers that don't melt, and some water heads one way, some water heads the other way. It's a really cool area. I'm kind of doing my mountaineering training so I can get up on those glaciers and do a bit more travel. Yeah, Chris, scaring bears and everything is always a good strategy. Binyamin asks, he said, I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail, but he said, love the shoes. And someone else asks how the shoes are doing for me. So here's a shot of the shoes that I'm going to be wearing on the Great Divide Trail. So these are the Speed Goats. And maybe we'll give you guys a bit of a closer look of those shoes. So this is them here, and there's a few things that I really like about these shoes. I've been using these ones specifically for over 300 kilometers so far, and you can see they're in really good shape. The tread's in good shape, the outsole's in good shape, the upper's in good shape, and I like how cushy they're. That's super cushy. I have office worker feet, so my feet get really fatigued. So I'll be using these. They've been durable. They have mega grip sole, and I got a whole bunch of them. These are what we're going to be using. I've used tons of different shoes over the last few years, and these have blown me away with how good they are. And that's my shoes. A lot of people have been asking about shoes. Hey guys, we got 55 people in here. Welcome, welcome. For those of you who are new, we're doing Q&A about my Great Divide Trail that I'm starting on August 1st. So that's in less than about a week and a half here. So we're getting through some questions that people have asked on a post, and then in the chat here we're also talking with you guys and figuring things out. Give the live stream a like if you guys are enjoying the content, enjoy the channel. I love doing these live streams. I did ask how often you guys want to do them, and kind of the dominant answer is about once a month. So we're gonna be continue to roll with once a month live streams because I have a lot of fun doing them, and hopefully you guys do too. So Macaulay Blaine asks, are you going to be doing a video on the gear you're bringing? 100%. I filmed a few of them already, so I'm going to be having separate ones, kind of getting a little bit more detail about my sleep system, electronics, clothing, and then I'm going to have like a full gear loadout list video where I go into every single thing that I'm bringing, which is not a lot. My base weight is only 12 pounds, and that includes bear spray, a lot of clothes, and heavier gear. Like for the Great Divide Trail, you're bringing more gear and heavier gear than you'll see hikers on the PCT or CDT or AT bringing, just because you have to be prepared for much crazier weather. I've been hiking through a foot of snow in the middle of August in the Canadian Rockies, so it is pretty crazy. Hey Catherine, thanks, really appreciate it. Thanks for the luck on the trip. Thanks for stopping by. And Alex asked, what's your longest food carry? So this has been asked a few times by you guys, so I do have some sharing for you. It might be a little bit intense. Actually, no, we'll just share the schedule at first. You can see I have all my days laid out. You can see where the resupply days are. So my longest food carry is going to be 7 or 8 days, kind of depending on where I get picked up at the end of the trail. Not that bad. And with my meal planning, we'll get into this a little bit more. You can kind of see I have the resupply days listed out here. You can't really see the bottom. It's getting clipped off, but I've calculated how much weight, how many calories I need, how much weight each of my meals are, and then what that section carry is. So it's around 7-8 pounds, and then the heaviest one will be 11 pounds for that 8-day carry. And yeah, I got pretty nerdy with this spreadsheet. I'll have a video dedicated to this where I'm pulling data from this spreadsheet to then populate this one over here. And if you guys know me, you know I love spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets. So Ryan's asking, what's your endpoint? We'll do a little bit. Let's jump into a little bit more of a run through. So we mentioned Great Divide Trail starts here where the CDT ends, right at the U.S.-Canadian border, and then runs through. Basically, follows the Canadian Rockies for a good while here. You can see Coleman. This is where my first resupply point is going to be. Then follows the Canadian Rockies up here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And next resupply point is going to be at these lakes up here. Then continues along. And this is where it starts getting a little bit hard. Section C, this kind of blue section through here. Some really big days in there. Then I'm going to resupply in field over here. Continue up. Just keep walking. Lots of big days. We'll stop off in Jasper right around here, and then continue and finish up 1,100 kilometers later. Kakwa Lake's the official stopping point, but then I have to get down this road that's really bad, and I might have to end up walking 75 kilometers down this road. So that might tack on a few extra days there. So relax the captain. That's not a silly fact. That's a good fact. Decker, where Hokas are designed in Santa Barbara, Decker brands, yeah, they make quite a few stuff. I'm a big fan. Alex, don't show your girlfriend the spreadsheets then. And Mike, there's no hot springs along the way. There's only really one hot spring I know of that's kind of along the Great Divide Trail. There's some in Banff that you have to pay for, but otherwise most of them are a little bit further west. They're not quite this far east. So I want to get into some more questions from the posts that you guys asked. There's some really good questions here, and some of you have been asking similar questions already. For instance, about the fires in BC. I don't know if you guys are aware, but British Columbia, which is adjacent to Alberta. So right now, sorry, I keep messing that switch up. So right now, Alberta's here, British Columbia's over here, and this is how many fires there are. So there's a lot of fires. The Great Divide Trail kind of runs along the border here, so there's quite a few fires. Most of them are a little bit further west, but there's a lot of smoke that's blowing in. So in Calgary, where I am, the last week we've been on air quality advisories because of the smoke. You can't go running. I've been having troubles training because of it. And fingers crossed, we're supposed to be getting a lot of hot weather, but fingers crossed no more fires start, and we're able to kind of get these ones under control. The sunny weather is bad because it's drying things out and priming the forest for more fires, but it's also good because thunderstorms, lightning creates more fires. So it's kind of a catch-22 with that. And yeah, the fires are bad this year again, and hopefully they don't get worse. I've been in a situation for I think it was 2 years in a row, 2017, 2018, or 2018, 2019, where I wanted to hike this big hike in the Canadian Rockies, and I couldn't because of fires. It kept they kept closing the area down just because there's fires too close and it was unsafe. So that's, yeah, we talked, Brad Lung, how many days of food do you pack in at a time? So we went over that. Kind of 8 days is the longest. The average is like 5 to 7, which isn't too bad. One thing that I'm doing is I have a pretty aggressive schedule. So I'm doing the entire trail in 36 days with 4 zeros, or 38 days, I guess, with 4 zeros scattered through there, which is faster than a lot of people. That's kind of in line with the itinerary on the Great Divide Trail Association website. That's like aggressive, that's a fast one. So I have some big days, 40 to 50 kilometer days with hundreds and thousands of meters of elevation. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, Don, I'm going to be doing a full gear list with all my gear, so you'll see what that 12 pounds entails, but it's a lot of just really lightweight. I'm really lucky in that I had a lot of companies reach out and want to support me on this trip with some really nice ultralight gear, so I've been really lucky and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to test out all this ultralight gear, and at the end of the trip, what I'm most excited about is it's rare for someone to have the opportunity to be able to use such like good gear, I guess, such good ultralight high-end gear. So I want to give you guys my thoughts on what the best is. What if you're going to be spending a lot of money on one piece of really high-end gear, like what should that be? So that's something I want to share with you guys. I know, like for me, like if I had to buy it myself, I would not be able to. Gear is expensive, and I definitely recognize that. I want to try and help you guys make informed and good purchasing decisions. That's a big part of what I want to help with on this channel. So we're gonna, mask may come in handy in case of smoke from the fires. Frank, yeah, I'm unsure. I don't need a mask right now, but at some point I might just for the fires. And Steven, did you have to quit your job to do this? Which kind of lines up with Mr. Dynamic One asked a question on the post as well about whether I'm a full-time YouTuber and how I got the time off to complete this trail. And basically, last year, almost exactly a year ago, I was walking to a meeting with my boss, and I was just like, "Hey, so can I take just over a month off next year to hike the Great Divide Trail?" And because I asked so far in advance, it was kind of tough for him to say no, just because we have enough time to plan for it. We've been making sure that all my projects and work are in line for when I leave, and responsibilities are transferred. So I haven't quit my job. I'm taking the time as vacation right now, and yeah, I'll still be technically at my job while I'm on the Great Divide Trail. And I'm just lucky that I work for a great company, great boss, and really flexible in vacation time. Yeah, and I guess just to clarify too, like I'm not taking that time as vacation. It's just going to be unpaid leave basically. So I hope I won't be having any money. So hopefully you guys watch my videos that I'm going to be posting, so I get some of that sweet YouTube money. And I will be posting. Some people have asked whether I'm going to be posting videos while out on the trail. My plan is to post daily videos. So every single day I'm going to be filming, editing, and then once I get to a town, I'll post that batch of videos. So it'll be about a week delayed from when you'll see when I am hiking that day to when you see the video. But I think I love following YouTubers and people in general while they're out on their trail kind of as live as possible. And so that's why I want to kind of do it with dailies. So I think it's a lot of fun, and I've kind of been able to streamline my process so it doesn't take up too much time. Thanks for a lot of people joining. We're just for the new people that are coming in, we're talking Great Divide Trail. I'm going to be starting August 1st, so just under a week and a half, 1,100 kilometer through hike through the Canadian Rockies, talking about what I'm looking forward to, what I'm scared of, my planning, a whole bunch of different things. So I'm kind of jumping between questions in the chat here and then questions from a post that I made. So the questions are rolling in quickly. So sorry if I miss them. We'll definitely try and get to every single question that's here. So Shazad asked how I'd contact someone in emergency or to get out. So I carry a Garmin InReach, little satellite communication device, and I can press the SOS. And we're really lucky in the Canadian Rockies here. You can have response within an hour sometimes. You can have a helicopter to you within an hour, rescuing you. Otherwise, I am prepared. Like I'm backpacking, so I'm carrying an entire survival kit on my back with me. So I will be prepared for emergencies. And worst case scenario, it takes search and rescue a couple days to get to me, but I have food and everything. And then I'm also gonna be communicating with my girlfriend as far as if something comes up where I can self-rescue or something breaks, then I can coordinate with her to get stuff. And I'm gonna jump into another question from the post here. From HM, a lot of questions. We'll get with the first one. How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Definitely a 10. I'm already starting to like have trouble sleeping at night because I'm so excited. A little bit nervous as well. It's nervous and excited, but at this point mostly excited. H&M also asked, kind of in line with that, whose GDT videos series have I been watching? So I watched Millennial Hiker. I think that's her name. Millennial Mountaineering, and she had a really good video. She had a really aggressive schedule as well and killed it. And then T. Durston as well. So the partner, you guys might be more familiar with Dan Durston, but it's his partner, and she did the Great Divide Trail solo over the last couple of years and killed it, and definitely gave me some good perspectives on some of the more difficult parts, and got me a little bit nervous about one part, Coulot Ridge and Barnaby Ridge. That's gonna be days 3 and 4 for me, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but excited, mostly excited. Yeah, Sean Fagan, good luck. That guy's awesome. One of my best friends. Just moved to BC recently, so miss that guy. And Mike Brewster, can you do delayed releases? I'm guessing asking about the video, so every day is a new upload, so we are lagged 7 days or something, and follow along. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I can schedule videos. So when I get to town, I will start posting then. But then I'll be scheduling videos so that it'll kind of be like in sequence. So every day you'll get a new video starting 7 days or 8 days after I start. Yeah, Relax with the Captain Dust. He's been posting on Instagram, so I think he just doesn't want to deal with editing on trail. He probably wants to put together something a little bit more cinematic. So those of you who aren't aware, Darwin on the Trail is hiking the Continental Divide Trail right now. Starting at the same place as I'm going to be starting for the GDT, but going in the opposite direction down to Mexico. I'm going to be heading north, but I just really, it's going to be raw. So like don't expect super high quality video with these daily videos. They're going to be raw. They're going to be vlogs. And afterwards, once I get back, I'll put together a little bit more of an edited video, but it's just going to be raw. What I experience, I'm going to be filming and just sharing with you guys as I go along. There's going to be hard days, there's going to be fun days, there's going to be beautiful days and miserable days. And yeah, you guys will get to come along on all of that. RB Bircher, how heavy is a day's worth of food? I'm pretty light at about 1.5 pounds for an average of 3,500 calories. So that's what my daily food is. For those of you who may have missed it, I have a pretty good spreadsheet for meal planning here, and you can see I calculated the calories per gram. So a lot of mine are in that 4 to 5 to 6 range. A lot of my meals and snacks, and that allows me to keep my weight down of my food really easily. Evan, gonna be on Barnaby Ridge on August 1st catching golden trout. I'm gonna miss you by 3 days. I'm gonna be just starting on August 1st. It's too bad. I'm hoping to run into some of you and some other thru hikers out there. It's been a lot of fun, kind of chatting with people and potentially running into each other. And yeah, I think that's all the questions from the post here. A lot of overlapping questions. So you guys just keep firing me questions into the chat here, and I'll answer them. I can. We have 50 people here, and so not too many. So easy to kind of just have a good chat between us. I know with some of some of the guys who get a lot of people who show up to their live streams, it can get a little bit tough to keep track. But I think we have a good number here to keep it nice and intimate, right? Josh Junker asks, maybe a question for your spreadsheet deep dive, but how many calories per day are you planning? High protein, paleo, ramen, other stuff. And so I'm going to be averaging about 3,500 calories a day. And that's going to be enough to keep me going. I know it's not a ton of calories, but that's what I'm planning for. I might supplement that a little bit. We'll kind of see after section 1. From what I've heard from people, the first week or two, you actually like have troubles eating a lot, and then the hiker hunger hits, and you start wanting everything all the time. So I might need to supplement my meals a little bit later in the trip. But we'll see. I have some pretty good meals, and I want to have a nice balance, especially with carbs. I want to make sure I'm getting enough carbs. I find if I don't have a lot of carbs, I start getting brain fog and my body starts shutting down. So I want to be making good decisions out there and fueling my body properly. So I have a pretty good balance of macronutrients between carbs, proteins, and fats. Evan, you'll still be there. Well, wherever you are, if you're at Grizzly Lake, then I'm going to see you. Hey, Jimmy, just joining. So welcome. So any new pieces of gear you're excited to try? So nothing new nothing that's going to be brand new for when I hit the trail. I've had all the gear that I'm going to be bringing for a while now, so I've been trying it out. I have at least four trips for each piece of gear, but I think what I haven't really been able to test as much as I would have liked has been my insulated jacket here. So this is the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex jacket. So I've tried this a little bit in temperatures that are warmish and kind of get a little bit cool. And I'm excited to kind of push the limits on this, see how warm it can keep me out on the trail, because I've heard great things and it seems like it'll perform very, very well. So I'm really excited for the Torrid Apex here. And also a lot of my meals. I'm really excited for my meals. I have some awesome dinners and snacks. A lot of companies kind of stepped up and helped me out with that. So I'm excited to try out these new meals. I'm not gonna be eating like Mountain House every single time. I have a really good variety and some really interesting stuff. So I'm gonna be doing an entire video on my food and food planning that I'm gonna share with you guys. And I think it'll be really cool to check out, because it's a little bit different than kind of what you see on a typical thru hike, especially because I want to be keeping my weight down. I also don't want to be getting sick of food out there. And I'm going to need a lot of calories. 3,500 calories can be actually pretty tough to eat. So Mike Brewster asked, podcast or music, power pack of choice, or saving it for the gear video. I'll share all this. You guys are here. I'll share all of it with you. So I'm going to be using this is the Nightcore NB 10,000. So I'm going to be using 2 of these. So 2 10,000 milliamp hour made with a carbon fiber. These are only 150 grams. So I'm using 2 of those. That should do me for all the filming and my InReach headlamp, earbuds, and phone. So I will be using earbuds and listening to podcasts, audiobooks, some music. I especially like to listen to music when I'm going through bear habitat, because then I get singing, and you guys will probably experience a little bit more of my singing. So hopefully you like that. And then a lot of audio. I have probably 7 or 8, 9, 10 audiobooks downloaded. So I'm gonna be listening to those. Those will last me about a full day, and then podcasts as many as I can. There's some boring sections of the Great Divide Trail. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the world, but there's some road walking, there's some boring parts, and during those times I want to have some other entertainment as well. I don't want to be in my head the whole time. That's dangerous. I'm a thinker, but it can be dangerous to kind of be lost with your thoughts and overthink things too much. So I want to be able to distract myself from my own thoughts. So sorry, I'm gonna try and catch up. I'll answer a little bit quicker. You guys are asking some great questions. That's awesome. What section are you looking forward to the most? Asked by Zinger. So a couple things. I'm looking forward to section C the most, partly because it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be amazing, but also partly because it's going to challenge me the most. If I make it through section C, that means I've been hiking for 3 weeks, so I'm kind of like in the groove, and it also has the hardest days on it. So if I can get through section C, that'll be amazing. And then at the end of it, I'm in field visiting with my girlfriend's going to come visit with me. We're going to go to a town and get an Airbnb. So I'm really looking forward to that entire storyline, that entire sequence, from having my trail legs hopefully by that point, hitting the hardest part, and then having just that kind of comfort at the end of the trail. So section C, looking forward to that. Also most scared about it. So Chris, why the jump from your longest trips being 5 to 7 days to doing one that is 36 plus? And I don't actually consider it 36 days plus. Someone kind of laid it out to me kind of in an interesting way, in that a lot of thru hikes are basically just a handful of days at a time. So I'm hitting towns every 5 to 7 days. So it's not really a big change for me. Like nothing changes in how I do things, my systems, my gear, from a 5 to 7 day trip to a 36-day trip, because I'm hitting towns every 5 to 7 days. And it's kind of the same kind of trails that I hike every weekend. So I don't think the length is really gonna affect things of the trail overall, but the length of the days and how I'm pushing things will. But that's part of one of the things that I want to kind of test myself with on this trail is whether I can do those tougher days. Nicholas asks, will I be worried about finding good campsites along the trail in terms of flat spots? Oh, I know it's going to be tough. There's going to be days where I'm sleeping on an angle, sideways, having troubles pitching my tent. There's some not great campsites along the trail for sure. There's also some amazing ones, and a lot of the trail is within national and provincial parks, which have awesome facilities. So those would be nice when I can get a nice flat spot. Michael, have a safe trip. Thanks, man. Jealous of the mountains? Yeah, the mountains are phenomenal. We just jumped up to 60 people, so thanks for those who just joined us. We're answering questions about the Great Divide Trail. I'm starting August 1st in a week and a half here, 1,100 kilometers from the Canadian-US border, heading north through Canada and the Canadian Rockies. Looking forward to it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Crushing Steve, or hey Bree, and hello from Edmonton. Edmonton, just a little bit north of Calgary, so that's awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Crushing Steve asks, when are you expecting to be at Upper Lower Kanaskus Lakes? So that will be, I'm going to be meeting some friends there, a couple of families that I know are going to pop by, and we're going to camp together. So that'll be really, really nice. But that'll be the 14th and 15th of August. So that's when we'll be kicking around there. There'll probably be a little group of like 9 of us just eating burgers and charging batteries. And so we got another question from Captain. Relax with Captain Dust. I'm just going to call you Captain Dust because your name's too long, or just the captain. There's no other captains in here. So the captain asks, what will your bear storage solution be on trail for bears and critters? And let's jump to the gear closet camera, and I'll share that with you guys. So I have my Ursack here. So this is the Ursack XL. It'll be tight for fitting 8 days of food in here, but I'll just cinch this up, tie it to a tree, and this bag is kind of bear proof. Bears have been known to squish things in it, make holes in it. But what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to line it with a Nilo fume liner, and then all my garbage is going to go into a separate freezer bag as well. So I think between the bag and then those two odor protection systems, I'm hoping that I can prevent bears from smelling it and critters from smelling it and getting in here. The nice thing with the Great Divide Trail is, other than a few of the spots in the major parks, which will have bear lockers, and I can just use the bear lockers, it's not super well traveled, so I'm not gonna have to worry too much about critters or bears being habituated to the areas. So that's kind of a nice thing about the Canadian Rockies, just being a little bit less busy than some of the other trails out there. Evan, good luck, safe travels. Thanks Jimmy too. And Josh, yeah. So I think you're referring they have the 20,000 now too for the Nightcore power bank here. So two 10,000s are actually lighter than the 20,000. I have the 20,000, sitting right here. But this thing's pretty big. You can see the comparison in size between the two of them. Yeah, so two of the 10,000 are lighter, so that's why I'm bringing two 10,000. And if one busts, then I at least still have one 10,000. Or if the 20,000 busts, then I'm kind of pooched. So Savon is asking the Great Divide Trail what it looks like, and so we'll just, for those who are just jumping in here, this is the map of the Great Divide Trail. So it starts at the U.S. border here, and it's 1,100 kilometers through the Canadian Rockies, and then finishes right up here. So Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Seattle, Glacier National Park down there. Oof, just follows the Continental Divide, kind of north by northwest through the Canadian Rockies. Joseph, hey Justin, what other gear from AliExpress do you like other than the Lanshan tents? Oh, there's a whole bunch. It's hard to list them all. My down pants, some socks, a lot of little camera gear pieces are awesome. Yeah, there's a lot. The Lanshan tents are definitely my favorite, but yeah, I'd have to dig through my gear to really kind of make a good list for you. But I've been tempted to do a favorite gear from AliExpress list, but just haven't gotten around to it. Frank, I've lost so many pairs of headphones while hiking. Yeah, I imagine I'll probably lose some as well. Cassie, I'm in Montana. My E-Tord paired with my Melly is perfect. So yeah, the Melly, I've heard good things about the Melly. What I'm going to be using for this trip is, so I got a Polartec Alpha Direct sweater here made by Farpoint OG. So this is all the rage these days, these kind of sweaters. I don't know if you might be able to see kind of that material. It's very lofty, but very lightweight as well. So it's not very durable, but you put this under another jacket and it's super warm. So I'm really excited to use this sweater. It's yeah, just gonna give me a lot of weight, a lot of warmth for very little weight. So I'm really excited about that. So get a couple. Hope you'll name the kid Field from the captain. Oh, I just got the captain just threw a $5 super chat. Thanks a lot, man, for a brewski on a town day. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that for a beer. I appreciate that a lot. Or beer, hamburger. That's awesome. Thanks a lot, captain. Just jump to the next question here. Hope you'll name the kid Field. That'll be naming my kid. That'd be a higher super chat. Not off the table though. But I like that idea. Yeah, for those of you who didn't catch that, I'm gonna be meeting my girlfriend in Field at the halfway point, and I'm pretty excited about that for obvious reasons. Corrupt, hey Justin, lack of women on the trail. There's actually a lot of women on the Great Divide Trail. There's a lot out there, which is awesome. Great to see kind of everyone hitting it up. So Adam Davis, you probably mentioned it already, but which tent are you taking? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a full gear list, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek, those of you who are tuning in, because I like you guys and I like these live streams. So this is the Z-Packs Ultiplex right here in the bag, obviously. But this is the tent that I'm gonna be bringing. I've had it out on a bunch of trips so far. I love how ultralight it is, how lightweight it is, as well as it just doesn't hold on to any sort of moisture. So in the mornings, if it's rained or there's been a lot of condensation, I just shake it out and all the water just basically falls off of it. I can just kind of mop up any remnants with a cloth that I'm gonna be bringing with me. Yeah, great tent. Expensive, but great tent. Brent Fong asked, playing any night hikes? And we're up to 76 people. Hey guys, thanks to everyone who's tuning in. We're talking about the Great Divide Trail, question and answers, what I'm excited about, what I'm worried about, how I've been planning things, gear I'm bringing. 1,100 kilometers from the border with the US, heading northwest up to this part right here. So Brent Fong, sorry, I just got ADD and missed your question there, but I'm going to be probably I'm gonna be avoiding night hikes as much as possible. The Canadian Rockies are not really a great place to be night hiking. It can be done, but I don't need to. I'm a morning person anyways, so I'll be getting up super early. And because it's in August in the Canadian Rockies, I'm gonna have a lot of daylight. I'm gonna be having like over 12 hours of daylight that I can work with, so I don't really anticipate needing to night hike. Mike asks, why did you decide to go solo? And that's a great question. I think I get asked this a lot, whether I'm nervous about going solo on the Great Divide Trail or why I'm doing it. And there's a few different reasons. I think the biggest thing for me is that I like to solo hike, and I also, with a hike like this, with this being my first through hike or like hike really that's over a week long, I don't really want to be dragging someone along on that with me. I want to kind of experience those hard days by myself, kind of know what I'm getting into. I just kind of want to have this experience. I like solo activities, and yeah, my girlfriend, she was gonna come with me, which would have been awesome. I would have loved that, really enjoyed that. She's a awesome hiker, great hiker. Wouldn't have been worried about her keeping up or like being self-sufficient at all if need be, but she wasn't able to get the time off work, unfortunately. Can we Venmo you for a slice of pizza or a pint when you're out there? From Mike. I don't know what Venmo is. I'll do some live streams when I'm out there for sure. And if you guys want to throw out super chats, and you can do that then as well. Christopher Nixon, best of luck from Texas. Super chat as well. Thanks a lot, man. Gonna be putting that definitely towards some burgers and beers in town, and yeah, and just might be able to just have a little bit of a nicer meal. So I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Cascade Backcountry. Did you and Backcountry Exposure plan on getting the same gear racks? No, we didn't coordinate at all. Great guy though. I love Devin. Really nice guy. We chat quite a bit. I think we're both kind of similar, kind of OCD with our gear closets. Evan Hammond, when will you be passing Backcountry Ford? So for those of you who don't know, Jesse with Backcountry Ford is hiking the Great Divide Trail right now. Fun. Actually, no, I'm not gonna give that away. You're gonna have to kind of stay tuned for a little bit about that. But will I be passing him? No, I won't be passing him unless he gets injured or I hike really fast. He's gonna be finishing 2 days before me, so it'll be really, really close. I wish I could finish up hiking with him. That'd be awesome. Jesse's a really, really good guy. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for 2 pints. That'll be awesome. I think those are gonna be my Jasper pints. So we'll touch base in Jasper. That's the last resupply point before one of the most remote parts of the trail. So yeah, we'll do a live stream from Jasper, and I'll have one of the pints for you right there. That'll be awesome. So just getting through some of the questions here. Jimmy, crushing this live stream. Thanks, man. I try my best. I like to put in some effort for you guys, make it a fun experience. And Evan, I did not check out the sleeping pad from Dollarama. Savon, that looks like it'll be gorgeous. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun trip. Adam Davis, where'd you get that sweater? Just Google Farpoint OG outdoor gear, and it'll come up. The guys, I forget the name. I'm forgetting the name of the guy who makes everything, but we chatted a bit. Just kind of, I just wanted some specifics. I wanted to adjust outdoors. I like blue tops, so I got one with a blue top and just was emailing with him. Really nice guy. He'll hook you up. And then Wiley's asking, how do I get home when I'm done? So yeah, it finishes, the trail technically finishes at Kakwa Lake, which is this lake up here. And then there's a 75-kilometer road that before we hit the highway. And I'm not sure how I'm going to get home yet. I might have to hike to the highway and then get hitch or get picked up from there. Cause yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting. I'm still figuring that out. I have a weekend, a few days, right? There's tons of time to figure this out. So we're just, what am I carrying water in? smart water bottles, and I'll probably be carrying three liters max. That seems to be based on talking with people. Is how many people is how many liters I'll need. And then the captain, you won't be solo. You'll have us with you. Thanks, man. Yeah, I actually kind of agree. Like I'm gonna be thinking of you guys quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to it and sharing the trip with you guys and having some live streams and just having that back and forth with content. For those of you, we're up to 82, which is awesome. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We're talking about the Great Divide Trail, 1,100 kilometer through hike from the border of the U.S. and Canada up through the Canadian Rockies, following the Continental Divide Trail, answering your questions. So if you have some questions, drop them in. Hey, Eduardo, welcome from Brazil. Anthony, looking forward. Yeah, have fun pack rafting, man. I would try it. This year, I just haven't had the time. Next summer, I'm gonna do a few more water type trips. Canoe tripping. I've done a lot of whitewater kayaking and canoeing in my past, so I want to do a little bit more of that, as well as some pack rafting. Steven asks, are you using established campsites all the way, or are you going to stealth camp? I won't have to stealth camp. I have permits for where I need to in the national and provincial parks, and all the other parts I can random camp, or I have permits to random camp. So I won't need to stealth camp, but I will be random camping in quite a few spots. Joey, yeah, 1,100 kilometers is ambitious and amazing. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. Easy to, yeah, just getting just scrolling through the comments. You guys have been awesome with comments. Chris asks, what's next after the GDT? Any plans in the future for other thru hikes? Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I'll ever do the big ones like the AT, PCT, or CDT, but definitely that month range is just awesome for me. I love that. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and it's hard to kind of get away from life for more than a month. But my girlfriend and I, we both want to do something like the Colorado Trail or the John Muir Trail. Yeah, there's a bunch of kind of 2 week to month options that we want to hit. What was that sweater thing? So that's Farpoint OG. So wait, you only probably have to wait like a week or two, and I'm gonna have my full gear list. My clothing list will actually probably come out before that, and I'll have links to everything. So if you guys are curious about any of my gear, you'll be able to check that out, and I'll have links to that in every single one of my dailies, so you can go check out those videos if you are curious about what I'm bringing. Christopher Nixon, what stove will you be taking? I'll be BRS 3000. Yep, just light works. Go to. Evan, do you go to Kakwa Falls? No, I don't think so. Cassie asks, is Super Chat the best way to support you? Yeah, I think so. I haven't really figured out any other way. I'm just kind of new. You guys are actually the first ones ever giving me Super Chat, so I really appreciate it. It's really awesome. I think it's a good way to support me as well. You can become a channel member. I think it's just a couple bucks a month, but that helps the channel out, and definitely help during this through hike time where I'm not going to be working. The Captain bidet plan. I won't be using a bidet. I'll be using toilet paper and wipes. So I've been using the Kulo Clean, testing it at home. I don't know if it's my ergonomics, my body shape, or just I don't know how to get like lessons on this. I don't know if there's, yeah, you can't really like hire an instructor to teach how to use a backcountry bidet, but it's been messy. It's been messy. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing toilet paper. Jeremy, what temperatures do you encounter? It'll be anywhere from 40 degrees Celsius all the way down to like potentially minus 10 degrees Celsius. So it could get below 20 degrees Fahrenheit for you Americans out there. Yeah, it can get cold. So I'm carrying a lot of clothing, a 20 degree Fahrenheit, minus 6 degrees Celsius quilt, the X-Lite with a really warm sleeping pad. So yeah, it can get cold. It'll also potentially be really hot as well. Chris, you can quad from the Grand Cache side of Kakwa, so it would be a much easier way to get out. Yeah, I appreciate that's good info. I need to figure that exit out. I just got my last campsite in Waterton for the first night yesterday, so things are coming together. Right? I'm still waiting on a few food orders. All my gear is set though. That's nice. My gear is set and it's been tested out. Jimmy Yorks asks what my favorite beer is. There's a couple breweries in Calgary that make some really good IPAs. A couple hazy IPAs that aren't too fruity. That's probably my favorite. It's an IPA, hazy IPA. What I've been really into is like IPA flavor, kind of that hoppy flavor, but in a beer that's less alcohol percentage, like a 4.5%. Just so I'm not hungover the next day. I've been training pretty hard for the Great Divide Trail, and hangovers just don't help with that at all. On the BRS note from Mike, how much gas per section? I'm bringing one small canister. That's all I'm gonna need, and that'll probably be overkill. I don't use a lot of fuel. The only thing I use fuel for is making my dinners. I eat cold breakfasts and don't have coffee, so don't use a lot of fuel out there. As easy pranks, haha. How do you keep from getting scared when solo camping? Asking for a friend. Yeah, Kubi, Super Chat. And before I get into that, Kubi just mentioned that Super Chat takes 30% of the donation, though. Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot to if you guys want, I can post my PayPal in places, but yeah, you guys let me know. Send me a message on Instagram or something if you really want to help the channel out, and I can hook you guys up with that. But super chats are good. YouTube provides a lot of infrastructure, so I can understand why they take a little bit. So back to the question about solo camping. How do you not get scared? I've just done it a lot, and I eased into it. That's my advice for anyone getting into solo backpacking: is ease into it and then slowly build up your experience. I read a really good post on Facebook, the Great Divide Trail Facebook group, where someone was like, yeah, for some people skiing a blue at the ski resort is intimidating, but then for other people a blue is easy peasy and a black diamond might start intimidating them. So everyone has different levels of experiences and different comfort levels, and we all started on the bunny hill on ski resorts, right? So it's the same thing with backpacking. You don't just jump onto the double blacks, or you don't just jump into super hard, difficult, remote through hikes. So you just ease into it. Yeah, Adam, Aussie, welcome from Australia. Yeah, the Mac packs are awesome. That's what kind of got me onto it with the Polar Tech was Mac pack. Josh Junker, thanks for the super chat. Freeze dried poutine, I'll find it. I love poutine. I have a poutine shop just 2 blocks away, and I probably eat it a bit too much. The captain, do you have any ambitions to design your own gear or start a cottage gear company? No, like honestly, I think this kind of just speaks to why I like YouTube. Is I really like interacting and teaching. I like sharing a lot, and having my own gear company and stuff like that. It kind of goes in a different direction. I'd potentially partner with somebody to provide my experience. There's definitely a few pieces of gear that I am really nitpicky about, and I'd love to be able to design like a backpack, because honestly, like there's nothing really out there that's perfect for me at this point. But I love the YouTube thing. Honestly guys, I love it, and it's a ton of fun for me. So I'm just gonna be continuing with that as much as possible. Rocky Mountains, just bought the Garmin InReach, and yeah, the unlimited preset messages is a game changer. My 3 are starting the day. So that's whether I'm starting hiking from my car or starting hiking from my tent. Just a random check-in. So that's just like any time that I feel I need to check in. I'll often check in right before I do something dangerous, just so that they can find me if they don't hear from me for a couple hours. And then my other one is made it to camp/car, or like finish the day. So that I can just kind of check out at the end of the day. And usually I have a schedule. If it's a sketchier trip, I'll have a schedule of like checking in every 2 hours, or I'll message being like, hey, doing something sketchy, I'll send you a preset in an hour or 15 minutes. So Chris, just Kakwa Park, yeah, I'll definitely be looking into that. Yeah, the captain, no coffee. So I like caffeine pills. I just find them easier and quick. I like to get going in the morning. I'm a morning person. I like to get camp taken down and start hiking. And then at the end of the day, I have like a pretty extensive end of day routine with what I like to do. So I don't like to get to camp too late. Christopher, any trouble taking that much time away from work? No, I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you're here, but I told my boss, I asked my boss a year ago if I could take the time off, and basically I have a really great job, flexible, and we're able to accommodate the trip. So that's been awesome. Kush, how far are you from hiking on your how far are you hiking on your first day? Not very much. So I'll share my screen with you guys again, and we'll take a look at the map. So I have each day kind of sectioned off here, and on the very first day, so it starts at the border, right? But you can't get to the border without going down this trail. So you basically start at this town, Waterton town site. You hike down to the border, and then you have to hike. Then you start, and then you have to hike back. So I'm gonna be doing this out and back on the first day, and then staying in town the first night, which would be nice. It'll be nice to have just kind of ease into things a little bit with a little 13-kilometer hike, and then my day 2 is a little bit longer. As you can see here, 22 kilometers, 1,500 meters elevation, and then day 3 is really tough. 4% beer. What kind of Canadian are you? I'm an old Canadian, Evan. can't take those hangovers. Okay, get a flippin' Venmo. I'll get a Venmo. Yeah, I looked at OnlyFans. Don't know. I don't know if you guys could handle the OnlyFans I'd put together. We all want postcards sent to you from the towns. Maybe that's yeah. Maybe I'll take some photos and we'll make that into a little giveaway or something. That'd be actually pretty cool, I think. Venmo isn't popular here in Canada. Just run through the questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know. DJ Drift King, you have the best gear reviews, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I have a lot of gear. I have a lot more gear reviews. I've been prepping for this Great Divide Trail, and I have so much gear that I'm going to be I'm really excited about, and I'm going to be kind of drop on you guys in the fall after the Great Divide Trail, as well as reviewing a lot of my gear from the trip, because I'll have 36 nights and 1,100 kilometers on it, so it'll be a good time to review it. Hi from Indonesia, Jody. Hey, how's it going? I want to get to Indonesia at some point. That'd be a lot of fun. What's the Alpha Hoodie? So that's something that Farpoint OG. I will post a link in this video at the end if you want to check it out. Once we finish up, I'll post a link. A lot of you are asking about that sweater, so I'll post a link to it, and you guys can go check it out. Meltdown Man, watching some other videos for the CDT. There's a lot of area stretches that don't have water. What is the most amount of water you'll carry? 3 liters. I've kind of mentioned this already, but I'll be carrying 3 liters, and that's for I think the longest carry is like around 10 kilometers maybe. And Macaulay, yeah, I kind of talked about the fires, but just for you guys who are just tuning in, a lot of fires in British Columbia. So the Great Divide Trail kind of runs along this brown line, the border between Alberta and British Columbia, and a lot of fires. But so far, I was up on the Great Divide Trail on a section of it this past weekend, and while there's a ton of smoke where I live, right next to the mountains, in the mountains there is no smoke. So hopefully that continues, and hopefully there's no fires in the mountains and things getting shut down. You can. So Nicholas, there's a mod to the Altiplex where you can attach a line to the stake the door slider for one door using cordage. I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna go back and read that because I didn't quite fully process it. But I always like gear mods. I modded my backpack for the trip. I'll give you guys a look here. So I'm gonna be taking this is the Mountainsmith Zerk 40 pack. So I love this pack. It is frameless. And well, it has a little foam frame that I took out, and then it doesn't really have a hip belt, just a little hip belt here that I'm going to be using. But it has a really nice running vest style shoulder straps, which I love, and it's a really light pack, water resistant, and a lot of really nice stretchy pockets. What I really like about the side pockets is there's your main pocket you stick your water into, and then there's these little extra stretchy side pockets that you can put in snacks or garbage, and this pack is awesome. But I cut off a bunch of straps because they're kind of just unnecessary and a little bit of extra weight, so got rid of those. Chris, good question about Saskatchewan here. Where was that? Braden asks, ever been hiking backpacking in Saskatchewan? I haven't, but I want to. Mostly I want to actually go canoe tripping up there. There's some great rivers and lakes in Saskatchewan. I'd love to get up there and do and do some canoe tripping. Yeah, Clark, funny they're through hike doing OnlyFans pics from a tent. Yeah, like gotta do what you gotta do. I know it's not cheap to through hike, so we'll see what we can do. But hopefully I just get enough people tuning in and watching the videos that we don't have to resort to that. And I just realized that we've been going for over an hour, which is awesome. But we have a ton of people here right now, so that's really cool. I really appreciate, like I said before, I really appreciate everyone who has been throwing out super chats. This is the first time I've been getting super chats in a live stream, so I really appreciate it. Definitely gonna be putting towards some beers and good food in town on the Great Divide Trail. If you're just tuning in, gonna be hiking the Great Divide Trail this summer, starting August 1st at the boundary of US and Canada, and then hiking north through the Canadian Rockies for 1,100 kilometers. So looking forward to that. Just answering your questions. If you guys have any questions, then drop them. Kubi asks, what is the process if the fire shut down the trail? Basically, you skip that area. You just can't do it, and I'd have to come back next year or later and hike it. It'd be unfortunate, but it's a reality. These things happen. You kind of have to. Something that I've been working on in 2021 is just kind of rolling with the punches and not being locked into a very like rigid plan. So I'm okay with it, right? I'm not really okay with it, but I'll get through it. Catching up to the questions again. Captain asks, do you have any kind of stretching routine? Yeah, well, I have a full stretching routine, washing routine. I like to stretch when I get to camp, as well as just kind of give my body a good rinse and wash every couple days, just so I don't get chafing and I don't get super grimy. I sweat a ton, and I don't like having all that salt on my body. So I at least wash my face at least every single day, and then my body every 2 or 3 days. Meltdown Man, what are you going to use for a camera, video gear, and weight? Do you plan doing any astrophotography? The stars are probably amazing. I'm a terrible photographer, so I won't be doing that. I'm going to be using this phone. This is the Samsung S10e. This is what I'm going to be recording on. And then I have a little mic here. So this has a 3.5 millimeter jack, and then I have a little mic here that plugs into that. So I have a little wind muff because it gets super windy on some of those ridges. So I can just do my filming, talk to you guys. Hey, how's it going? And then get videos in. I'll be doing all my editing on this as well. Cool. I use a cool system. I haven't talked about this too much, but I use a pretty cool system for attaching for kind of a tripod slash phone carry system. So this is a trekking pole. It extends. So I'll have 2 of these. One I'll use for my tent, and then I have this little thing here. You can kind of see it, and the phone just slides right in like that, and then I can use the trekking pole as a tripod, shove it in the ground, and then I'm able to kind of take videos, or I can hold it, and then it has just a quick GoPro mount, so I can slide that off and hand hold it, or if I'm hiking up something sketchy, stick it in my mouth and then put my poles on my pack. So that's basically it for my my camera system. So pretty straightforward. Just catching up again. Modded the 4-class 900. I think that you're talking about the jacket. That's a really nice winter jacket. Mike, this chat's 10 up 10. 100% agree. You guys have been awesome. Really, I've been having a ton of fun. I planned on finishing the chat, the live stream up after an hour, but this is just way too much fun. So and people are still rolling in. So if you guys have questions, drop them. Hiking, we're talking about the Great Divide Trail. It continues from the Continental Divide Trail at the border, 1,100 kilometers north. And oh, I just scrolled too far. You can do live chats when you're in towns, can't you, from Chris? Yes, I will be. I'll be doing live chats in at least a couple of the towns. Mike's asking why I decided to go solo, and I kind of mentioned this already, but basically I like solo hiking, and I'm looking forward to kind of the personal journey. And Mike, stretch wash video, yeah, that might be on the OnlyFans. I think that might be a Justin Outdoors OnlyFan kind of video. Grizzly Lake is a great swim spot for a watch. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Grizzly Lake, especially after that Lac Hulotte Ridge and some of the other spots. It looks sketchy through there, and it'll be nice to finish up at Grizzly Lake. Casey, can we expect some more singing and dancing from the GT? Someone asked if I'm gonna be listening to music, and I will be listening to music. I have a playlist called Sing Along. I currently have 38 songs on it. So maybe that gives you a hint on what you might expect in the daily videos. Anthony, live in Hinton, right near Jasper. What the route looks like through Jasper Park. It kind of goes through Skyline. It goes, just connects through the Skyline Trail, if you're familiar with that. Macaulay, are you gonna be recording the whole trail? Or doing multi-part series? I'm gonna be doing two things. So I'm gonna be releasing daily videos. So when I hit my first town, I'll then schedule my videos to release every day in kind of sequence. So from days 1 to 38, you'll have a daily video for 38 days straight. Hopefully you guys don't get sick of that. They'll probably be in the 5 to 10 minute range. I'm gonna try and keep them pretty manageable. And then afterwards, I'm probably gonna do a series, a more edited, cinematic series that is probably broken up into like 5 or 6 different chunks. And yeah, so you'll be able to experience it in 2 different ways. They'll be very different videos. The daily videos are gonna be very raw, more vlog style, more talking from me and less like kind of really beautiful views. Whereas the like series videos are I'm gonna be showing you guys those beautiful views a little bit more, kind of getting some of that cinematic footage in there. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Clark asked, do you use an editing app or default Android stuff? I'll be using an editing app. I just found a really good one, VN. It has audio waveforms, which is awesome. Z-Packs are Hyperlight for packs. I'm using the Zerk 40, as you guys probably just saw. How heavy will your pack be? So it's, we haven't talked about this yet. I'm surprised it didn't come up. We did kind of talk about it right in the very beginning. But we'll pull up my lighter pack here. So this has all my stats. You guys can take a look at this. Oh, the captain's running. Sorry, man. I hopefully you haven't left yet, but thanks for everything. Great chatting with you. Have a good one. And so here's my lighter pack. You can see my base weight's 12 pounds. And yeah, we'll just kind of scroll through. You guys can take a look at everything. And you can see I have a lot of clothing because I need to stay warm. And then there's a lot of miscellaneous stuff. And my tent in here, some electronics. So 12 pounds. My heaviest food carry is going to be about 10,000 grams. So with 2 liters of water, that ends up being a carry. That doesn't seem right. No, it's 10 pounds. Yeah. Oops. So that's not quite. That's not quite that. 3,700. It'll be around 27 pounds for my heaviest carry, which should be awesome. Just get into the questions. What permits are required for hiking the GDT? Tons of permits. Too many permits. Basically, I had to get 12 different permits in 6 different parks, I think was what it was. Mike, did you mention on a video you're an engineer? I am not an engineer. Civil engineer? Nope. I get mistaken for an engineer a lot. I have a brain that works like an engineer, but I'm an environmental consultant. I work with engineers all the time, and I think because my brain works like an engineer, I can communicate with them pretty well. So it ends up being pretty good. Sullivan, have you thru-hiked a trail before? What challenge are you most concerned about? Good question. I haven't technically thru-hiked in the sense of like a long trail. I've thru-hiked in like I've started at one point and at a different point. It wasn't a loop. But the thing I'm concerned about the most is is probably just my fitness. Honestly, like I've been training really hard. I've been in the gym every day, running every day, and kind of just putting in the miles and time, trying to get my legs and body in shape. But I have some big days. Let me just take a look here at my biggest day. Is going to be one of these days probably. So we have 50 kilometers here, 1,800 meters of elevation, 41 kilometers, 2,700 meters of elevation. Like these are big days, and I'm worried that I'm gonna get injured or my body's gonna fail me and I won't be able to stay on track. Like I said, there's a lot of permits. You have to stay on schedule because I can only book permits for specific days, and if I get off schedule, then I'm kind of pooched. So not looking forward to that. Frog Togs, poncho versus rain pants, jacket. Yeah, I like the pants and jacket. So yeah, I think kind of running out of questions here. If you have any questions, get them in right now. I'll answer them. But then yeah, we'll sign off here in a few minutes. Keep those electrolyte tabs. Yeah, definitely be using some electrolyte tabs. How long has it taken you to plan the whole trip? Not mentally planning, but when you finally said this is it. It's been a year of slowly just kind of like getting the itinerary put together, food planning, gear planning. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of planning. Yeah, Kubi, when I say permits, I mean camp reservations is essentially permits. Permits for staying at specific camps, and then random camping in spots as well. Meltdown Man, bear cans are not required. I'll be carrying an earth sack. And George, thanks. I think we'll call it there, guys. This has been a ton of fun. I really appreciate the super chats. Everything's been awesome, and yeah, basically, I'm going to be starting August 1st. Check me out on Instagram, Justin Outdoors, if you want to kind of have a little bit of insight into those first few days, few hours on the trail. Then I'll be sharing that, and then you'll probably start seeing videos dropping on around August 7th or 8th. And definitely keep an eye out for my gear videos. All my gear lists, clothing lists, sleeping lists, they're all going to be coming out over the next week. Make, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate this community. This has been a really fun super chat, and I will see you guys out on the trail. I need to figure out how to turn this off. There we go.